Our final award this evening is for Outstanding Leader in International Education. It's going to be presented by Mr. Paul Brennan, Vice President of International at the Association of Canadian Community Colleges. Paul has been a close friend of BCCIE and has been a champion of supporting internationalization at Canada's colleges and cégeps. BC's international educators in the college sector have been extremely fortunate to benefit from Paul's leadership and advocacy. He was a special guest at our Whistler Summit, our Summer Institute last year, and is already looking forward to our Kelowna Summer Institute next year. Paul, please come up.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you very much. I thought last year, after all the ruckus we caused at the head table, that I wouldn't be invited back, but I guess that's okay. I want to salute and recognize BCCIE's initiative for doing this. I was at the first one last year, and I think it's tremendously important for a few reasons. One, because the work we do really is about the survival of our planet. Not to exaggerate, because what we are doing is making connections between cultures that if they don't understand each other and they cannot collaborate together because of misconceptions, prejudices, we're in deep trouble with what we're facing in the coming years. And so what we are doing is a significant contribution to that international understanding and capacity to collaborate together to face those significant challenges in the years to come. I also want to tell you that it inspired us to add an international award to the series of awards that ACCC presents every year at our annual conference. We had 5 or 6 traditionally, including Best New Program, Inspiring Faculty, Best Student Leader. As of this year, for the first year, we are adding one for Best Institution in terms of internationalization. And although I can't reveal the name of the institution, that'll be done about a week today in Edmonton. It is, for your information, a BC institution that has won the first prize. And finally, people do sacrifice in these jobs. It's tremendously rewarding, but somebody mentioned sometimes family and friends and health can get affected. And so it's important to have this recognition. We don't get paid extra money when we do, 10 more students or 100 more students. We don't have huge pensions at the end of it when we leave, or maybe in BC you do, I don't know, but anyway. But it is important, therefore, to recognize the excellence that people do put out to make this happen. So we're very proud to be here. And I'm very happy that it so happens that I've worked with the person who is being honored since 1993. And so I'll add a few comments to the text here. So this award recognizes the unique and important accomplishments and contributions of an international educator or a member of the community who has effected change and provided leadership in the field of international education and whose work will have a lasting impact. This year's winner has been involved in every part of internationalization, including marketing, recruitment of students, development project work, contract project work, and strategic partnership development. According to one nominator, this year's winner, quote, is driven and committed to a holistic view of internationalization and values which combine the financial, educational, and social responsibilities of international education. With nearly 30 years of experience, as a senior administrator and faculty member, she is an expert proposal writer, and her documentation of policy and process is shared widely, which is one of the reasons she won so many ACCC projects. She is known by her colleagues as an advocate for professional development and has taken leadership in BCCIE committees to increase the quality of international programs within the province through ongoing professional development and succession planning for member institutions within the BC system. She has been a board member on the Canadian Bureau for International Education and the BC Council for International Education, and on a number of advisory committees of the ACCC. And that's where I can vouch, starting on the International Program Advisory Committee in the 90s, when Dawn had something to say in that committee, she held to it. And she held to it until we changed our behavior. It was good, because she held us to the notion that we are there as Secretariat to serve members, not to serve ourselves or to serve the donors. And that was extremely valuable, and hopefully we made progress on that. She was there during the transition to our Education for Employment programs, major transition where colleges went out and found partners anywhere in the world, to a focused approach where our partners overseas came here and chose their Canadian partners amongst 2 or 3. A real change that we undertook, and Dawn was there on the advisory committee on the EFE to help us through that. And most recently, we were in Tanzania together, seeing the transition in one of the countries, and benefiting from her advice and input, particularly as the private sector in Tanzania started to openly tell the institutions in Tanzania at this forum we had convened, you are not doing a good job, you are not meeting our needs, and then let's sit down and start to talk. And again, it's that linkage between employers and institutions that Dawn has facilitated for many years. So during her career, she's also worked extensively with the World Bank, Asia Development Bank, and Canadian International Development Bank on policy and procedures related to proposal development, project implementation, and management, specifically using a results-based management model. I didn't think she liked reporting on results-based management, but it's okay. She took leadership in attending the Asian International Education Association and urged others to participate in this conference as a mechanism to learn and understand the Asian education system and to establish new partnerships and alliances. Does anybody know who it is yet? As former director of international at Camosun College, she's been involved in every segment of internationalization, managing a large international student program of over 800 students in ESL, college foundations, and academic programs. She supported the creation of Camosun International Language Exchange Program, courses on bridging cultures, and faculty handbooks that expand the notion of recognizing the diversity and unique learning needs of international students, which is critical, if I can add. She's been an exemplary leader, a wise mentor, a true friend, and a fierce and strategic advocate for international education in BC. So on that, I'm very proud to present to you Dawn Sutherland for the recipient of the Award of Distinguished Leadership.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for keeping your comments as you did. Paul has known me for a long time and knows too much. This is an incredible honor, and at this particular time in my life especially, an honor to be recognized by my BC colleagues for my great joy of having spent much of my career in international education in this province. It's for all of us who work in this field, we know the incredible community that exists both in this province, in the country, and internationally. And it's just an overwhelming privilege and honor for me to be receiving this award from you. This award is for leadership, I recognize that, and I think in order to receive any kind of recognition for leadership, you have to be blessed with the opportunity to work with incredible people who are willing to go along with you when you have an idea. And I have been fortunate in my career to work with some of the very best. Some in this room, my dear colleague Tevi Pather, Mark Bavin and Glenn Allen and Sarah Ritzy, who are here with me from Camosun College. Sandra Partridge, short-term working with Camosun College, but again, willing to join in and go along with me for the ride, and it has been an incredible ride. I am very honored to have had association with CBIE, with ACCC, and with BCCIE in its several incarnations. It's a remarkable opportunity in your life to be able to be opinionated and have the respect from others for some of those opinions, and to work with a group of people who are willing to be challenged and challenge me back. And and be able to have fun in all of that. I couldn't have asked for a better kind of work to do. Many of you know that I'm no longer at Camosun College, and that's been a really challenging transition for me, and I want to thank all of my colleagues and peers here who have helped with that transition. I want to especially recognize my dear friend Donna Hooker, who nominated me for this award and has been an amazing, remarkable support for me through my transition. Now, I have left Camosun College, but I'm not leaving this field of international education. That's not something that I feel prepared to do at this time, so I am moving on to something new and hope to be working with many of you in my new role and continue this incredible relationship. So I hope that as we move forward, we can be leaders all in this incredible field that we work in, this incredible internationalized education. So thank you very much.